My God, y'all. Look, ooh, when you talk about everything that could go wrong with the podcast, when you're doing the podcast, it happened tonight. So right now we having some technical difficulties. Lord, we still can't hear Jose. I don't know if people can hear me. This been one for the books right here, y'all. You know, I told Jose tonight. Let me see. I told Jose tonight. This must gonna be a good one. So let me see if I can get him on stage. Hello, y'all want to take a sneak peek at him? Hello. Boom! Look at Jose sitting in the back. He can't do nothing. Did y'all see that face? All right, so look, this is what we're gonna do, y'all. I think tonight we may come back and kind of get this episode going for next week because I can't hear my co-host, y'all. I don't know what's going on. He right here. Oh, let me see. Can you hear me, Jose? Yeah, he can't hear me, y'all. He can't hear me. We on now though. We are on now, but I can't hear Jose. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, y'all, we may have to come back next week and try to get this thing going. We're gonna see hold on, we're gonna see. I see Jose kind of getting up and moving around, but I don't know where the better going here. So, all right, y'all. Nevertheless, we're gonna try to get into a few things. AdminisTraders Podcast. Let's go ahead and see if we can get Jose on. But first, thank y'all for tuning in. Let's get it started today.
Welcome to the AdminisTraders Podcast, featuring your host, Mr. Kendrick Thomas, and my co-host, Mr. Jose Ortiz. This information is used for educational purposes only.
All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the AdminisTraders Podcast. I'm still waiting on my co-host, Mr. Jose Ortiz, so we can kind of see what's going on. Tonight we had some technical difficulties. So I'm really thinking, let me tell you how this happened. I'm thinking my computer is not working. So I tell Jose, wait a minute, let me log off. I'm gonna come right back. I come right back after, if you got an Apple, you know what happens. As soon as you turn off the Mac, you get about 16 updates. Here we go. It's 7:25. I'm restarting to make sure I hear Jose. Come back out, find out it's Jose. So I'm still waiting to be able to hear my co-host, y'all, before we get this thing started. So what we may do, like I say, we may just take this week off because man, we had a lot planned. But if I can't get in and I can't get him to hear the things that he has to do, we may have to postpone this thing. So let me see here if he can let me see if we can get him on. All right. So while we're doing that, man, I just want to say today, man, how did y'all do? Anybody did any trading in the game? Today was kind of a crazy day in the markets. If you had a chance to look this morning, it started off in the red. We've been following Tesla a lot. And so when I look today, and I did buy some, but Tesla got down to $174, I want to say $174. And we know that is a lot more than $174 stock. So that's one thing that you can put on your radar. Be kind of adding you a few shares. I think I picked up some at around 177. So just keeping that thing going. If it come down, I buy some more. But that's what we've been doing with that Tesla. Just trying to keep things afloat. Still waiting to see. Let's see if we can get Jose on. And no, can you hear me? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all, it is rough out in these streets, man. One half of the tag team. It's rough, man. So what we'll do, I think Jose gonna switch out. He probably gonna get to the phone, so we'll bring him back on. But in the meantime, let's kind of look at some news. All right, so what I wanted to look at in today's news is chips. So you think about your semiconductors, right? You think about what makes Tesla go, right? You think about all of the chips that's in your phones, all of the chips that's in all the EV cars. So semiconductors are really what's leading the wave into the new future, along with the AI. And so as we get into chips, if you look at NVIDIA, it has really, really been running. And so one of the reasons it's been running is because of news like this. So the U.S. expects to make CHIPS funding awards in coming 8 weeks. So the Secretary Gina Raimondo on Monday said her department plans to make several funding awards within 2 months from the government's $39 billion program to boost semiconductor manufacturing. And so what's been going on in the country and in the world, we are making our own chips. But what happened is companies like NVIDIA and AMD hit a snag because China doesn't want the same chip that we get, right? So now the company has to come back out, redo everything, and then go back in to make chips for China. The first person to really get that right is NVIDIA. And so if you look at NVIDIA's stock, it is today, they went up $31 and they are almost at 693. Beginning of this year, NVIDIA was a $495 stock. So if you could think about that volume over the last month, almost running $100, $200, they got to be having something figured out, right? And so that's pretty much what's going on. And so we're in the process of really complicated, challenging negotiations with these companies. Raimondo told Reuters in an interview without identifying the companies. In the next 6 to 8 weeks, you will see several more announcements. And so that's what they're striving for. And so what's happening is the Semiconductor Fund is intended to subsidize chip production and related supply chain investments. So what's happening is they got to keep these chips going, because if they don't, I think it was a big time when we had issues with the cars, right? And all the cars coming off the line, all the EV cars. It really was a problem with all of the cars, and it was a shortage. I remember having my Corvette in the shop, and it was taking so long. But that's because people did not have chips, right? And so if you don't have chips, you don't have anything to power the cars. These cars are so technical these days. And so with that, we got behind. And so what they're doing now is trying to make sure that we are building our chips in America. And so with that, they're building facilities, right? And so they said these highly complex, first of their kind facilities, you think about TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor, Samsung, you think about Intel. And so all of these people are proposing to build these facilities inside of the United States. When Biden first came in, one of his things was to be able to make chips work for America, right? And so whichever way he can put money into funding those. And so that's what he did. And so that's what it was called. The department has made 2 small awards from the Chips for America Semiconductor Manufacturing and Research Subsidy Program approved by Congress. Remember what I said, as soon as he came through, he was trying to figure out how can we do something. And so he got Congress to approve Chips for America. And so these awards are just results of America getting their chips back, trying to become a leader. But like I said, what's the wrench in the game now is these companies had to come back out and redo their chips for China. And so that's why you see NVIDIA going. So what's a big chip maker that people can begin to look at is something like SMH, right? So if you get an SMH that doesn't really expose you to single stocks like NVIDIA or AMD or Intel, but you will get that ETF with all of those stocks in there. And so that's what we want to look at when you're thinking about putting that money in. I remember SMH is the ETF, and it was up to 275, 300. And so right now, I want to say it's about $200, if not a little less. And so if you have not and you just read news like what I just shared, you know that semiconductors is the way of the future, right? And so how can you get in with the minimal risk? Kind of look at that SMH, do your research on it, then kind of jump in. Let's see here if we can get see if we can get anything from Jose here, y'all. It's been real in this thing. But y'all know we can't stop. We got to keep that thing rolling. Hold on, let me see. Hold up. We got him back out. Well, Jose. Uh-oh. I can hear you. Hey. Jose, can you hear me? Nope. Oh, there we go.
Can you hear me? Oh, Lord.
Yes, sir. I got you. What's up, brother? Look, man. Hey, can you turn it to the side so to fill up?
Yeah.
Oh, look. Oh, there we go. There we go, baby. Hey, look now. Oh, whoa. Now I might want to take a plunge, but we're in the building, baby. Now we're live. Jose, what'd it do?
Wow, I don't know what just happened with all that, but hey,
Look,
we
man.
live, we here.
Look, Material said my favorite saying, technology is great when it works. Oh my God. But we are in the building, man. So brother, we just got through talking about a little bit of the news. So I'll go back and I'll share some of that with you. I'll remove this one. Boom. Okay, move that one from the thing. Now, this is the news that I shared today, man. So remember they talked about the chips for America, right?
Right.
So they said they're getting ready to make chip funding awards. So these three companies, who is that? Taiwan Semiconductor, Samsung, and Intel, all are building highly complex, first of their kind facilities, right? And so they said they also negotiate with two other companies. So in the next 6 to 8 weeks, you'll see more announcements from them. And so what they're doing is they intend to subsidize chip production and related supply chain investment. So of course, you remember what Biden said as soon as he came in, we want to use our own chips. We want to power our own cars. And so this is no more than that, man. So any words on that?
Well, I know that today, in particular, when we're talking about chip stocks, NVIDIA was a big gainer today. But I think in relation to what you were saying with this article, they got a nice little upgrade, and a price target was increased due to some of what you said from this article with the manufacturing and all that. So I think it's good. AI is going to be big, and I think moving forward with these chips, it's a lot to think about and digest with them.
Man, and I'm talking about like so the biggest thing with that, as I told people, we're not looking, as we know what's going on in the future and we're able to prepare ourselves. We don't want to look at just simple exposure, right? So, you get the NVIDIA, which is running up all-time highs. You get the AMD, you get the Intel, you get the Taiwan Semiconductor. And so all of these are inside of SMH. And so really, if you think about what EYL says, and that's a good strategy, you want your two tech stocks, and then you want your two ETFs, right? And so when you think about one of those ETFs, SMH is not a bad ETF because, as you can see, where is the government putting their money? You look at NVIDIA as it grows. So where are companies putting their money? Because retail investors is not moving the stock $200 in a month, right? So where is the big money going? And so the big money is going inside of the chips. So I think that's what we got to look at, man.
Yeah, man, I agree 100% with that.
All right. So, well, if there's nothing else with that, woo! Look, man, we here, brother. I told myself, man, this must gonna be a good episode, man, because I just bought the shirt out. Is it worth it, baby? Is it worth it, baby? All right. So what we'll do, y'all, now that Jose is here, we'll get into a little bit of the heat check and let's see what's going on in these streets, man. All right, y'all, welcome back. And so now we will get into a little bit of this heat check. So I guess let's start with our map, man. All right, so
Mm,
whew, it was a rough day out there today,
mm,
y'all. I
mm,
told
mm.
y'all, I don't know if everybody had a chance to check this out, but my God, oh my God, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Now look over here what we got, people. Microsoft,
Yeah.
biggest company in the world, down a little bit today, but look what happened. Nvidia, 4% today. AVGO, this is. I remember when this stock was 700, but remember what I just got to talking about, semiconductors. So I wanted to kind of relate that news so you can see all of these stocks are inside of the SMH, which I showed you, right? And so if you had that, then you would be up today. You would be very up because we got a little green, got a lot of green, but we only got one red, right? And so this guy right here is not going to bring down the full SMH. And so that's what I mean by when you want to get that minimum exposure. So even with this going red, if you only had AMD today, you'll be hit, right? If you only had TXN, you probably wouldn't make anything. But when you get all of them combined, and I'm pretty sure this one weighs more. These two probably weigh more inside of the SMH fund. So when they move, it won't be as much, right? So you think about this went $100 today. I think SMH went maybe $5 today. Let's look it down. Let's look it up and see. No, 3. SMH went 373 today, right? And so that's the gift and the curse. Remember what I said, when you think about safe places to put that money, it's not gonna go up fast, but when it get ugly, it's not gonna fall fast as well. So you always get to go in and put the stop loss. But these, look at our chips, they're running today. What else we got on here? Oh my God. I know how I feel. Oh my, where's my
Man,
the Tesla chime, man?
man,
Tesla
listen,
chime is not. I don't even know
but
what to say, man. What you think about that Tesla, man?
what do I think, man? I think the comeback is going to be epic. Mark my
Comeback.
word. Yeah. Oh yeah. That
Hey,
that
I
that
hope so.
man, that is epic. EPIC. Epic.
Look, y'all. I want y'all. It is February 5th, 8:04. I do want y'all to gauge this conversation because Jose said it is going to be epic, right? Let me see here. Let me take this branding piece off. Okay, now another thing I want us to look at. We got a lot going in the Middle East, right? So we got the problems with the shipping. I made a little money off of ZIM shipping. But look over here. You know, when the Middle East has problems, what is going to be the first thing to go? And look at our oil. Look at our oil sector, right? So everything right now is like at a standstill. So people are not really. Let me see. I got to get back to this thing. Where is it? So people are not really going down a lot, except my oxy. Here it was today, but not really going down. But they're not going up either. So right now, I feel like everybody's in wait mode, trying to see what's about to happen. But once we do know if it's going to be conflict or not, I do look for this. ExxonMobil had a nice run last week. They went from about 97 to about 103. But remember what I said, all depending on the world around us. Please don't forget that when you're researching that stock, you got to take that news into account. You got to take your political actions into account. You got to take a lot into what's going on in the world around you to be able to make informed decisions, which is why that news is so important, because I wanted that news to come back and correlate here. Man, anything what you got to say about man, what about these texts, man? What you thinking, man?
Well, I think one of the things that we hit up a little bit last week was that Microsoft with a little bit of a pullback because it was it been on an upward trend, and so going back to what you were saying about this Tesla, man, just so everybody's aware, a couple of days ago I added some Tesla April calls, and they were down $20 today. So I added more April calls for Tesla. So just so everybody knows, it don't have to hit the target. Remember all that, but any movement that it makes, and if it's down again tomorrow, guess what? I'm going to buy me another one. And I have June calls as well. So if you're listening and you've already gone through the options training, I got April calls and June calls, whatever you can afford. Get you some.
Ooh, and man, I know Jose is very humble, but I seen the brother take $87 and turn it into $1,200 in a few weeks, man. So don't look. So y'all already know he probably got about 20 Tesla calls already hidden somewhere. So as soon as Tesla busts a move, yeah, man, it's time. It's time, man. So I jumped back into my 621 today as well. So I bought it 1,400, sold it about 17. It went back down. Today I picked it up for $1,240, bro. $200 June call. So man, we'll see what's happening. I was up all day. And I tell you what I'm very disappointed at though. Meta. So been on the tear. Dude. I got the option at probably around 350. Thing went up like 437, 450. Then next thing you know, seemed like somebody stuck a pin in it, and now it's down. It's down. I'm in the red. Come on, man. Look, that's what we say when you see profit, take profit. Because I was up. So but yeah, man. So just thinking about the outlay we got, people pay attention to the world around you. That's what I want you to kind of show as we look. So we'll take a quick look. We won't stay there too long. Fear and greed index. Where are we? 73 people. This morning we were at 60 something. So just looking how we moving that needle closer to all-time highs. All right. And we will check one more little quick one real quick. Let's go over here and I want to check our VIX. Ooh, let's just see our volatility index. Oh man, wait a minute. That ain't the right VIX. Wait a minute. Oh my God. What's happening here, man? It's been a rough day. Hold up, y'all. All right, so here we go. Still got the VIX. It's still low, right? So if our VIX is still low, then we know we're still in a good place. So right now, VIX is at $13. So VIX is still low. Look what's happening here, though. And remember when I told y'all today, the market was terrible this morning. It recovered today, but this morning, that's when you seen Tesla like 174. And so what happened? VIX started coming down, then VIX went up 1450. So probably about 945. I mean, it was terrible. And so as the market went back up and started shooting up, you just look at the VIX just coming settling on down, right? And so that's how it happened today. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have some good action on our hands, man. So God bless us, y'all. All right. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Let's see here. We got Miss Fang. What it do, Miss Fang? How you doing? Yeah, Bobby shouted out already. So shout out to everybody that's in the building. What we're gonna do is man, we'll take a quick break. Jose, you got some of that MACD for us today, man?
I sure do today. Got it.
Hey, so what we'll do is when we come back, we will take a look at a few Jose insights, man. Y'all give it up. Oh!
Clear the flow. Hey, wait. I feel alright. I feel alright.
Man.
Woo!
It's a jam.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the AdminisTraders Podcast. This is KTN.
JoJo finally made it in, y'all. What's up?
Look, y'all. Look, we got started a little bit late today. When I tell you, is it Murphy? Whoever Murphy is, his law happened today, right? I told him, man, if you got a Mac and you know once you turn that thing off, ain't no telling how many updates gonna go through there. And so I had one update screen, and then I thought it was gonna start. Then it bounced to another update screen. So I had to put on my old Apple, but by the time I got the old Apple, I couldn't hear Jose. Then the new Apple came back on. So sorry for the delay. We are in the building. And we're gonna keep this thing going, y'all. So I want to share today. Jose, he's gonna drop a little knowledge. If you remember last week, he did the RSI. And so, Jose, I'm gonna test myself. The bottom number is 30 for oversold, and the top number I'm looking for is 70 for overbought. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct. And you know, for extra credit, what does RSI stand for?
Relative Strength Index.
Very, very good. Everybody give it up for KT and this mug.
Look, man. Look. Hey, because if y'all know, I don't use that. I use more of a VWAP, which we'll talk about soon. But these are some of the indicators that Jose does because I get in and get out. And Jose he's more of a time trader. All right, so what we'll do, without further ado, man, let's get into a little bit of this RSI tonight.
No, MACD, baby.
Oh, MACD. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's go.
All right, everybody. So like KT was saying, last week we talked about relative strength index, RSI, overbought, oversold, 70, 30. When you're looking at the chart, make sure you make that as one of your indicators. So now tonight what I'm going to talk about is the second indicator that I use, and it is called the MACD. So today we're going to get started with the basics of understanding MACD. It's not McDonald's, so don't think that you're going to get you a little chicken nuggets. But MACD stands for the moving average convergence divergence. Now, I know that's a mouthful. I know that's a lot. So when you think about it in terms of what you need to know, just look at and think about MACD. McDonald's, if that helps you, that helps you. But it's all about the MACD. It's a trend following momentum indicator. Simply put, wow, we have two exponential moving averages of an average of the asset's price to identify any reversals and to assess the strength of momentum. And the momentum is whether it's gaining going up or gaining going down. Which one is it? So the moving average that I'm about to talk to y'all is how they calculate the MACD. So when it comes to doing your 26 period EMA and your 12 period, that's what we have are moving averages when it comes to 26 days, 12 days, and then your 9-day EMA is called your signal line that you're looking for. I go by the 26 EMA, but usually when you see it on the chart, it's a 26,12 with the 9. So that's why you'll see three numbers on the actual chart itself when you're looking. But basically, you're looking at two lines. That's what we're looking at. So, and those will signal to you to buy or to sell. So here's how we figure it out. So traders use the MACD to identify potential reversal, strength, and possible buy and sell signals. When these two lines are on your chart, you can either have them on the actual candlestick part or you can have them at the bottom of your chart. I know a lot of traders have the moving average, the VWAP. They have that up at the top and it indicates price action. What I like to do is put the MACD at the bottom because I can distinguish between volume and candlesticks and then RSI and then MACD. Whenever that line crosses above or below is when we're talking about, buying or selling. So when the MACD line crosses above the signal line, which is, if you go back a few, it is the 9-day moving average. So if that 26-dayer is moving above or it crosses above, then we're looking at a bullish signal. Let me repeat that one more time. If that MACD line is crossing above that signal line, which is a 9-day moving average, then it becomes bullish. Okay? So in the reversal of that, next we have the MACD line crosses below that signal line. Then it can be generating a bearish signal, suggesting that we have some downward momentum. Now, as you look at the MACD and the RSI together, you can see what I'm talking about when it becomes overbought, oversold, and the two lines as they cross. So EMA, now that we talked about that, let me talk about what the moving average is. So the EMA is a type of moving average that gives you more weight to the most recent price in a time series. 26 days is what we were looking at, and 12 days, and then your 9-day moving average. So moving average is simply put the moving average of the price, and it gives more weight to the most recent price in those day periods, which is 26 days, 12 days, 9 days. The moving averages is used to smooth out the short-term price, and we identify trends based on those signals of the lines crossing, converging, so to speak, when it comes to that price movement. So now we've done a little introduction. Now I want to review that by buying and selling and how I use it. So it compares the two moving averages of the stock. When it's a buy time, the shorter term crosses above the longer term. And when it's sell, the shorter term crosses below. Now, in a few minutes, when I get to the actual chart itself, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about with the way that they curve. It's not like you're looking for a puzzle piece in a box of puzzle pieces. You're actually getting in there and actually get to see it on the chart. So it's a bullish crossover occurs when the MACD line crosses above the signal line. We've been talking about that. And it's a bearish crossover when it crosses below the signal line. So if your MACD crosses above the signal line, some traders might consider buying the asset. That's what I look at, and then I compare it to your RSI, whether it's overbought or oversold, and hopefully they line up together. Then we have through the MACD, we can have these price actions that talk about when you drop below that certain line and your certain EMA, you have to think about, well, which direction is it actually going to go in? If the MACD has risen significantly and is well above zero, then the asset, might be overbought. Like I said before, when you look at the MACD, look at the RSI, use them together on the chart at the bottom. When it, diverges from the MACD, it can be also a warning. And then we can also be getting into some higher highs, but then as it becomes lower and the gap, fills up or down, it maybe start to getting bearish. And in a minute, that may not make a whole lot of sense. What we need to take away from that piece is when these signals are crossing above or below, that's when we look at whether it's time to buy or sell that particular stock. A lot of times that bullish center line crosses through the MACD above zero in positive territory when you're looking at your 12-day, EMA, and like I said, the 26 EMA. You have to remember that the MACD can be a potent tool, but like the RSI, nothing is ever foolproof, and things can happen to where it affects you, no matter which one you use. Nothing is ever certain because something could happen in the news tomorrow, and all of that is taken away. All right, so here's a little picture of your MACD. If you look at, see how they crossed over and then there was a dip, or crossed under, then there was a dip, and then as you can see at the bottom, it actually crossed underneath, and then we had a little rise in the price action. So now let's take a look at it when it comes to on an actual stock. And again, we talked about Tesla. And so I use Tesla, because that's just where I'm at with Tesla. If you look at this price indicator, if you look at the bottom of the chart, I've indicated the RSI is the orange lines, and then I've got the MACD underneath it. Like I said, your MACD has a 12, 26, and a 9-day period. See how the 12 and the 26 are together with the 9. So they're color coordinated, green and yellow lines on the chart. If you can see, you can tell where the dips were and where the buying occurred by looking at when they crossed over, whether they crossed over on top or whether it crossed over on the bottom. And when it crosses over on the bottom, we can signal that that's what we're going to try to buy. If you look at the dip on the actual chart, compare it to the dip on the MACD and compare it to the dip in the RSI, you can see that they all go together. So if you look at the end of the chart, as it approaches an RSI of close to 30, those two lines are running almost neck and neck with each other, which indicates that sooner or later they're going to cross over or cross under. If they cross over, remember that could be the buy signal that we're looking for, or if it crosses, if it crosses above, that could be the buy signal, and if it crosses below, that could be the sell signal. But if I'm looking at this chart right now, and I'm looking at that RSI getting close to 30, and I'm looking at my MACD lines that are about to converge, I'm looking at the two, and to me, I see an indication of a buy signal relatively soon. And so if you look at the last slide that I have, it talks about Apple. Same thing with the Apple. Get familiar with having the RSI at the bottom and the MACD. Again, we have a 12, 26, and a 9 on the chart. And you can also see that the actual, this Webull actually broke it down and gave you what the actual MACD was and the signal. And the signal is green. The signal is green. One more time. That signal right there for that Apple was green. And if you look at two lines converging, it looks like it's going to cross under to give you the buy signal. If you look at the RSI, you can see that it's drifting towards 70 with a little bit of more room to get before it's overbought. So that's how I look at the MACD. I look at those convergences. When the shorter term average crosses above the longer term one, that's a buy signal. When the shorter term crosses below, that's a sell signal. But I also like to use it in conjunction with the RSI. And I know a lot of other traders out there like to use it in conjunction with volume. One of the things that I first learned when I first started trading was volume comes before price movement up. Let me say that again. Volume comes before the price moves up. So if you have a stock that is volatile and has a lot of volume, get ready for a break to the upside, because volume, an indication of a good trader's waiting to buy, is when volume is on its way up. And you'll see them use the MACD and the RSI together. So if MACD is a little bit more complicated than RSI, but when you look at the lines on the actual chart and you can decipher which one is the 12 and the 26 along with the 9, then you can see that it's a good visual to tell when they're crossing over or crossing under and which direction the market or that particular asset is about to go to. So that's why I like using these two together. I hope that made sense to people out there, because MACD and RSI are my two favorite indicators.
Hey, there we go, man. I appreciate it, brother. Y'all, everybody give it up, Jose, man. One more day, another day, even with the turbulence, we still got it in. We got this thing going here. The biggest thing I take away from that, man, is accompanied with my RSI. The MACD is going to help me understand when it could be time to sell, depending on my EMAs and my divergence or convergence, or when it's time to buy, depending on their divergence or convergence. So don't let this be the only source of information. Remember what you got to say. The first part is understanding trading, then understanding what type of trader you are. So you have some people who are day traders, some people who are swing traders, right? Some people who just buy and hold traders. So the biggest thing is making sure that you know what kind of trader you are. And then once you figure that out, you know which tools to use. So for instance, I don't use a lot of MACD RSI. I use a lot of the VWAP, right? And I still use EMAs, but I use an 8-day and a 14-day. So, and all of those are to get in real quick, to get in and get out real quick. So knowing what kind of trader you are, knowing what kind of tools they help. So today we talked about the MACD, last time RSI, and those are some good tools to look at when you say you want to go 30 days out, 60 days out, because you kind of want to know where is that stock in relation to where it's going and the rest of the stock market. So awesome work for us, Jose. Y'all take a quick break. When we get back, we'll go through platform probing. We'll go back into our trading view. And today we're going to take a second because while we understand what we're doing with this trading, I always like to use OPM, right? Other people's money. So today, let's look inside of our trading view and let's see how we can go in and set up for some paper trading. And so with that paper trading, you'll get a chance to practice trading, but you won't use your money. All right, so make sure you keep it locked. We will be right back.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the AdminisTraders Podcast. Today we are going to jump in. So let me go back out here too. Boy, that was bloody streets right there, baby. All right, we're going back out to Trading View. Oh man, wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. We can't do this yet, bro. We didn't get into the. We are gonna get these intros, y'all. Oh, but wait a minute, shameless plug. Look, if you have not, and even on the podcast, on the stock podcast, go to KTTeeV.com, people. The book is out. Oh, don't make me bring out the workbook too. Don't make me bring out the workbook too. Please make sure y'all go to KTTeeV.com. Brothers out here, starving artists, trying to get it. All right, now we're going back in. Platform probing. So we've been doing some work on TradingView. Last week I talked about being able to set up your watch list. So remember what I said. Once you open up, this is the home screen of the app. I mean, not app, I apologize. This is the home screen of the website. It is an app, so if you ain't downloaded that, go get that too. I promise you it'll help you. But remember what I said. We want to go in, we want to add a symbol to our watch list. Let's say we want to add man, anything. Oh, shit, I already got almost of these. Oh, good. Look, Palantir had earnings today. I bought some. Let's see where they at. So, bam, I want to look at Palantir. What do? I go and I add Palantir to my watch list, right? So once I get into here, I click that button, and now Palantir just came up. Their stock is up on the screen. I can see what they did today. I got my watch list still over here. But if you go down here under there, you will see where it says paper trading, right? Whoa, I just closed the panel, right? So now that's the full stock. But then I come down to the bottom. I see my paper trading. I hit trade. I come over here. This is my paper trading. First thing I will say to you, if you're not going to start your stock account with $100,000, don't come in here putting no $100,000 like that's what you're going to be playing with. Keep it real life as possible to what you will have in your real account. Once you learn how to do that, then you will be able to kind of get a feel of what you got going. Because you always want to think about that risk management. So if you got 1,000, you just start with you 1,000. See this? Like it got $100,000. What that thing? See right here, it said $100,000. That's not gonna be. That's not gonna be it. That's not gonna be it. Because we not gonna start with $100,000, right? So let's say you start with 10,000. Bam. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, wait a minute. What happened? Can I do that? There we go. So now we just started with $10,000, right? I come over here. I say, okay. I look at Palantir. This is the price. This is the ask. How many units do I want? And then I go in and I buy Palantir. It's just that simple. It's just that simple, right? And so once I do this, now I can go in, get however many shares I want, however many options I want to just kind of see how this plays out. So let's say I want to practice and I want to buy 100 shares of Palantir with the boom. I just buy it. The order was sent. Market is not open, so it's not going to do anything. But that's just as simple as it is. Now I'll go in. I did my research on the stock. I say, okay, I've been looking at Disney. Let's see what would happen if I decided to go in at this time and buy. Would I make money? Would I lose my money? So once again, you're just getting a chance to go in and do it. So this is my order right here. It says working. Nothing will happen right now because the market is closed, but you can just kind of go through and see what's happening. You always got your trading journal over here. So call to place a limit order to buy 100 shares. So that's what they're saying is working. The order was successfully placed. So tomorrow, this will probably show up. I'll probably delete everything because I don't want to get confused. But this is how you go in and start to do buying shares, buying your options, but all about paper trading. And paper trading is good because you are learning how to trade stocks without losing your own money.
Man.
Papa says, is this just like a simulation? Yes, it is just like a simulation. So you're able to go in and kind of see how you want to do it. I wish I probably would have $20,000 more if I would have paper traded. If I would have, woo, my God. But you live and you learn, right? So now the good part about this is we are able to show you. All right, man. Anything on that? Do you do any paper trading, though?
No, I don't do paper trading. You know, let it be known that I just went in there and started. Now I do. When I first started, I did, write down or create like a list of my potential moves. Especially when I got into the options trading, I would always look at the calls, that I wanted to make, and contemplate my moves before I actually made them. But that was just because I was getting started and trying to figure out the technicals of trading. But no, I unfortunately I did not do any paper trading.
I'm telling you, man, unfortunately. So people, if you can get out there, open up a trading view. It is free, right? The only difference between free and getting paid is, let me go back to it and I'll share so you can kind of see a little bit before we shut this thing down. Share screen. So the biggest piece is over here. Oh, let me see if I can close this out. Okay, so if you look over here with the with my whatever, what you want, my subscription, I can get 5 indicators. I think if you do the free one, you'll only get 2 indicators. But right now, you don't have to worry about how many indicators because you're just learning. Like, you don't even know what to do with the indicators yet, right? So you want to open it up, you want to kind of play with it. Then you can go in, you can look. Remember, you got your YouTube, so go in. It'll show you how to set up your trading view, how you want to do things. Always come down here, look at your paper trading. That's how you get your simulation. No matter what stock you own, it will allow you to paper trade that stock. And I don't know how we do this for the options. But I will go options next time. Right now, it's all about just buying the stock, just buying that single stock, single units, and then getting it in. So next time, like I say, we will take a look at how to get options, because I have a lot of people that when we're in our groups and our group chats, they always talk about paper trading. So let's see what they got going, people. But that's pretty much the difference. So don't take time. And we talked about Robinhood. Robinhood is good. But when you want to be able to look at the chart, get more in depth, you can. You come back out to the home. A lot of our news that we talk about comes right from here. So you can always stay tapped in on what's going on in all the markets, the crypto, what's going on in the world around us, and analysis. All of these. Remember what I said, you got your communities, right? So live streams, even when you go down here, community awards, right? You got your market cycle. So much news. They got the look, talking about that. That Tesla, talking about that Tesla bottoming out. I hope so, because I'm telling you, if it don't, I'm gonna lose the bag. But let's look. Oh, shoot, you know I hedge them things. But yeah, y'all, this is all trading view. Just make sure that you go get locked in. And that was it for our platform probing section. Paper trade, people. Practice, practice, practice. But don't practice with your own money. Paper trade.
That's right.
And then go use your own money. You probably still lose that too, but at least you had some more practice before you get out there, man. I think that's it for us, Jose. Man, it was a rocky start, but we came in, we dropped the game, we did everything we needed to do. A few minutes over. Thank y'all for staying with us. Any closing words before we get out of here, brother?
No, man, just I know I look funny tonight on my phone, but hey, with that we had to make do with what we got, right?
Hey, man,
but like I said, the bottom line is, man, when you got opportunities to add to your positions, as long as you're not down too much to where it could be a lost cause. Like I said, I added some Tesla today. I did also get April calls for Microsoft. But like Kendrick said, don't be afraid to spend under $100, and still think about the risk return of that, because it's kind of safe. And even if it does move, it may not hit your price target, but any movement that it makes, take your profits. If it makes a big significant move, you never know. To the upside, you'll just make money. Like KT said, man, I took $87 and turned it into $1,250 on some AMD calls 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So I mean, guys, it doesn't take a lot of money. A lot of people are afraid to be like, okay, I got to have $5,000. No, you got to be smart with where you put it. You don't want to be out of the money all the time as far as your call differentials. But if you look at it with the spacing and how much it could actually move, you can get a good call between $50 to $100 and then just see what happens with that. So a little bit of advice when it comes to buying your calls.
Buying them calls. And the biggest thing I would say to piggyback off that is, before you even get to those calls, learn how to trade bear shares, people. Learn how to do risk management, because if you have $100 and you buy that car and your delta, is it this delta? Maybe your delta. Well, no, I know that theta, but I'm talking about the change of it.
Oh, yeah, delta.
So if your delta is $10 for every $1, that means you're going to go up every time it go up $1. But also, you're going to go down $10 every time it goes down $1, right? So versus if you got 100 shares of something and it go down $10, you just lost how much of that was, right? So being mindful of that until you understand risk management, until you understand so much about the game, then try to go in, get these options, right? So we're just trying to, and the thing about it is we're trying to give you a curve to it because we lost a lot of money learning. Oh my God, like my Robinhood is blew up. And so I didn't want people to go through that. That's why I started this podcast with Jose. And finally we was able to get in. That's why we kind of showing you some of the tricks of the trade, making you be aware of the tools, some of the tools that we use, so that you can always enhance and sharpen your game. Do your research. Man, I think that's it for us, brother.
Hey, man.
I appreciate everybody that was tuning in.
Thank you for the patience
tonight, y'all. Yeah, for real, for the patience. Look, but we are here. So this is KT and
JoJo, baby.
Oh, come on, man. Hey, for the AdminisTraders Podcast, signing out. 100.
This is Darnell with Broadcast Houston.
This is Dr. Tamara Beckford.
Hey, this is Candace.
This is London Underwood.
This is Kirsten Bass with Inner City Greens, and you're watching.
Y'all are now tuned in to
KTTeeV.
KTTeeV.
KTTeeV.